Erev Tov, Rabotai. Tonight, we're going to start saying Barech Aleinu, right? Because now it's the time to ask for rain. And it's always like this, most years, it's going to be always, we start Barech Aleinu at the Arvit of December 4. Remember that date, right? December 4, Arvit is when we start. But there is an exception. You know what it is? The exception is when it's a leap year, right? That means that you have one less day in February. When it's a leap year, we push it one day back, to December 5. That's the way it is. So again, right? Every year it's December 4, Arvit, but leap year, December 5, right? Leap year, I'm talking about the solar year.
Why it's
not the Jewish year.
Why it's on December 4?
Why? Okay, good question, yeah. So the truth is, that we spoke about this already, but I'm going to repeat it for you to make you understand a little bit. Right? In Eretz Israel, they don't do like this, right? They do much earlier. Like it says in the Mishnah, Zayin Mar Cheshvan, they always start to do Barech Aleinu, right? So why is that? What's the reason why? Because over there in Eretz Israel, they need rain more than here. It's a different kind of a climate, different kind of a topography there. So it's also hills, and mountains, right? So you need more rain in a place like that, and that's why you have to start over there earlier. Zayin Mar Cheshvan, that's the date over there. But here, it's a different kind of climate, different topography, as we said, right? Outside Chutz La'aretz. So therefore, we start late. This is according to the nature of the land, the country you live in. That's what it is. Eretz Israel is different from all the other lands. Eretz HaKodesh, right? Has a different kind of rhythm going on there. It's a different kind of thing. And this is the reason why we start late. Over here in Chutz La'aretz. In Eretz Israel, they already started a long time ago. Zayin Mar Cheshvan, which is 2 weeks after Sukkot. Right? It's very early, Okay. So you get the point. Okay, very good. So that's regarding that, right? So as we said, we're going to say now, Barech Aleinu, v'ten talu matar libracha, right? We're going to say this all the time until Pesach, right? And then when Pesach comes, on the Musaf, right, we're going to go back to Morid Atal, right? That's the way it is. The first day of Passover, we go back to Morid Atal, because over there, at that point already, you don't need rain anymore. It's not necessary. So we stop praying for it at that time. That's the way it is, Okay. So, very good, Baruch Hashem. But what happens if you forgot, right? Everybody forgets, we all forget. Believe me, nobody's perfect. Not the rabbi, not the doctor, not the lawyer, nobody's perfect. We all got problems, We forget things, right? So what happens? That if you forgot to say, right, v'ten talu matar libracha, you got a problem, You got to go back and do it again. But let's go through the rules, right? Because there are some rules over here how to do this, So if you remembered, you forgot to say, v'ten talu matar, and you remembered in Barech Aleinu, Barechenu, whatever, right? Whatever you're saying, right? And you remembered, so say it right there, before you finish the bracha, right? Mevarech hashanim. Before you finish, say it right there, right? V'ten talu matar libracha, al kol pnei adama. That's it. You're done, right? That's the good thing. So if you forgot to say it right there. But if you already said, right, you already finished the bracha and you went on, right? You went hala already. So then, right, what do you do? How do you make it up? So there's a nice way to make it up, which is that also you can do it in Shomei Tefillah, right? Over there in Shomei Tefillah. Why is that? Because Shomei Tefillah, you can say any request you want, to Hashem, whatever you want, You want present, you want padarka, right? Cadillac, Lexus, whatever you want, right? Whatever you want, you can say over there, Shomei Tefillah. So also you can ask for rain, that's the thing, So if you missed it over there in Barech Aleinu, right? Say over there in Shomei Tefillah over there, right? Don't forget, right? Remember. So this way, you won't have to go back and do the Amidah again. That's what a chaval, whatever, right? So what do? Before you say, right, the Shomei Tefillah, you finish. You say, v'ten talu matar libracha al kol pnei adama, right there, right? Then you say, ki ata shomei tefillat kol peh, baruch ata Hashem shomei tefillah, like this, right? That's the way you do it, If you want to make it up over there. Now, okay, so that's good, Baruch Hashem. If you were able to remember over there in Shomei Tefillah, you're still good, Baruch Hashem, Yishtabach Shemo. But what about if you forgot, and you didn't do Shomei Tefillah also, and then you went hala, right? Retzeh, right? Modim, Shim Shalom. So what do you do now? You have to go back to Barech Aleinu and start from there, and go from there. That's what you got to do. So you already, have to go back.
Do I have to start from the beginning?
No, because you're still not finished Amidah. You didn't step back yet, right? Oseh Shalom Yomamav, you didn't step back, right? So since you didn't step back, you can still go back to Baruch Aleinu and do Baruch Aleinu, nice, right, with 10 Metal Baruch, like this, right? And go from there and finish everything like this, right? In the proper order, right? Yeah.
What about a woman if she forgot?
Same thing.
Even if she doesn't have to do tefillah because she's a tefillah.
Good question. You see what he's asking? Gaonim. We have Gaonim over here. God bless you. Okay, so, right, good question. His question is like this, right? If you didn't understand, I'll say it again one more time. Right? He's telling you that maybe a woman doesn't need to, to be so worried about this. You know why? Because women don't need to pray like the men do. So maybe it's not the same thing, right? That's what he's saying, But the truth is that it says in the Mishnah, right? Masechet Brachot, Nashim chayavot betfilah. They're chayav in tefillah, the Nashim. They're chayav. So they also have an obligation to pray every day. They have an obligation. Machloket, right, in the poskim, whether it's 3 times a day they have to pray like we do, or once a day. Some say, according to Rambam, it's once a day. Some say twice a day. Like, Mishnah Brura says like that. Different kind of shittot there.
How about this one?
Maran Paskins like the Rambam, the way he understands the Rambam, right? There's different ways to understand it, whatever. But, so the minhag is, for every woman, whatever you are, right? Whatever you may be, you should try to do at least 1 Amidah every day. That's the minhag, if you can do. If you want to do 3, you're called, Chasidah, right? You're Chasidah. You're a pious woman, right? That's good, right? The wife of Maran, Alva Shalom, right? Rabbanit Margolit, she used to do 3 times a day. She was Chasidah, right? She was a special woman, by the way. You want to know, by the way, you should know that she was a very big tzaddikat, this woman. When you have a tzaddik, always, the wife is also, tzaddikat. Same thing, right? Behind every big man is a big woman. Right? That's what they say, right? That's the way it is, She was a big woman. I tell you something interesting, that I had a friend that I met in Yerushalayim, and he was a rabbi, Ashkenazi guy. So he said one time, we went with Maran, when he was younger, in his younger days. He went to Europe to raise money over there, for Agudat Israel, the Ashkenazim. He went there to raise money for Ashkenazim. They sent him, they said, please, Rabbi, go, bring us some money, we need some money for the yeshivot. Right? So, yalla. Right? So the rabbi went, he went. He wasn't lazy to do these kinds of things. So he was on the plane, and this guy, this rabbi that I told you, he was with him, on the plane together, So he was watching, what's going on with the Maran, what is he doing in the plane over there? What is he doing? He's playing video games, Pac-Man? What is he doing over there? Right? Hashem Yirachem, right? Lo Aleinu. Right? So he wasn't doing that kind of stuff. He was learning all the time, also on the plane. But what he told me is, that he says, the Rabbanit, she also went with him, over there on the plane. She went together. They were still young in that time, so they were able to go, no problem, in those days. So the Rabbanit went with him. So, what he told me, I was watching her, the way he was taking care of Maran, like an eagle, swooping down on her little, chicks, like this, very, very, very careful to watch over him, to make sure he's got everything he needs, So he says, she was doing all kinds of things, he needs this, he needs this. She would go and, ask them, bring me this, he needs this, always taking care of Maran, this is the way she was, Rabbanit Margolit. She was a great woman, that's the way it is. Okay, so I'm just telling you that on the side, right? That's not a discussion, but it's good to know that, Good to know, good to understand. So anyway, right, as we said, so if you forgot Baruch Aleinu, you're going to Shomei Tefillah. If you didn't finish yet, step back, Oseh Shalom B'Mamav, you can still go back to Baruch Aleinu. But if you already stepped back, right, Oseh Shalom B'Mamav, you step back, now you have to do the whole tefillah again, right, from the beginning. Adonai Sefatay Tiftach, Ufi Yagid Teilatecha. Too late, right? You missed it. You know what I mean? Okay, so what can you do, right? That's c'est la vie, that's the life is like that, sometimes you lose. You have to, you have to be a noble loser,
If I'm in the middle of Shliach Tzibur,
Yeah.
he's repeating, and I wasn't sure what I did. How long do
Good question. Yeah, I wanted to. It's a good thing you reminded me. I was going to forget this. Just like we forget Baruch Aleinu, I was going to forget this. Same thing. So, okay. So, what am I? He's asking a good question, right? Which is, what about if you're not sure, right? So, the Chachamim made rules for this. And everything there's rules, Everything there's rules. So what about if you're not sure? You finish the Amidah and you say, did I say it, Barech Aleinu? Did I say it, I forgot. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Right? Vapros, not sure. What's going on. So what do you do? Right? So the Chachamim said that if it's within, 30 days from this day, right, tonight that we're starting, right? All the 30 days, if you don't remember, that means you didn't say it. You have to go back and do it again. That's the way it is. Why is that? Hergil tavar tafas. What does that mean? He's accustomed, already to do like the old way. He's already habituated like that. So the habit takes over, and that means you didn't say it if you don't remember. Because if you said it registers in your brain. You know why that is? Because it's something new. It's chidush. It's chadash. So it registers. So you're gonna remember it. But if you don't remember it, that means you didn't say it. That's what it means. That's what the Chachamim say. So therefore, the first 30 days, right, which is how many tefillot in 30 days? 90 tefillot, right? Each day we take three tefillot. 90 tefillot. So all the 90 tefillot, 30 days. If you don't remember, you have to go back. That's the way it is. After 30 days, you're already accustomed. Minhag. You made new minhag. Right? Hergel davar. So now, no, you don't have to go back anymore because we assume that you said it. That's the thing. So that's the way it goes when it comes to Sukkot. Okay, very good. So this is the reason why, by the way, I'll tell you another story about Maran. It was Maran, right? He was my rabbi. We had a good time with him. We learned the whole Torah. He was like Moshe Rabbeinu. We got the whole Torah from him. So he used to, what he used to do was he wasn't always afraid of this. That he would forget. Maran also can forget. That's the way it is, right? I remember one time, a friend of mine, was a chazan over there at the minyan, Maran's minyan. His name was Rav David Laniado. He was a chazan. There was also other chazanim there, but he was one of them. So he was praying, and on Rosh Chodesh, and he was a good chazan, nice voice, beautiful, everything was good. His father was chacham, he was tzaddik. So anyway, right, what happened was that the minhag is by Kol Am Yisrael, that when we say, right, on Rosh Chodesh, Ya'aleh V'yavo, we say it out loud, right? So to remind everybody to say, Ya'aleh V'yavo, Ya'aleh V'yavo, right? We say, right? Like this, right? So what happened was that this Chazan, Rav David Laniado, he forgot to say, like out loud. He forgot. It happens, No, I'm talking about the Rosh Chodesh, right? Ya'aleh V'yavo, he forgot to say. So what happened, right? So then, at the end, Maran got a little bit upset, He told him, he says, why didn't you say Ya'aleh V'yavo out loud? He says, now I forgot to say, you see, because you didn't remind me. Right? So he had to go back and pray again, because of this. What can you do, right? That's the way it goes. So everybody can forget. That's the way it is. Okay, so it's getting back to what we said, right? So Maran, in order to avoid this problem, with what he would do is, it says in the Talmud like this. If you say 90 times, right, like this, start with the beginning of the bracha and do this like 90 times. Then, if you have a safek, if you have a doubt, you don't have to go back. Why? Because you already hergel davar. You already got accustomed to it.
Now,
so Maran used to do this. He would sit there, and do 90 times. Like this, like this, 90 times. So this way now your brain is already accustomed to it. Your mentality is accustomed. So now, if you're not sure, you don't have to go back anymore, right? Because 1 month equals 90 prayers, right? So it's the same thing. You understand? ברוך ה' לעולם אמן ואמן. רבי חנניה המלך השומר, אז הקדוש ברוך הוא עושה ישראל, לפיכך חיבר להם תורה ומצוות שנאמר בני חפץ, למען צדקו יגדיל תורה ויאדיר.